Luke, we'll start with you. You didn't get the second point, but this team's never out of it. Continues to push back when it matters most, and I'd imagine a younger team, younger core group of guys, just you're happy with at least getting that point tonight.
Yeah, I think I don't. I think when we look back on it, I don't think we'll be too happy with how we played overall. But that being said, to get a point in that game, A, shows a lot of character for the group we have, and it definitely could matter down the road. You know what I mean? Every point kind of counts. So it was good to get a point, but I think overall, I don't think we're going to be too pleased with how we played. But like I said, it's good to get a point out of that one.
Jack, for you, just walk us through the last 24 to 48 hours, whether it was in Bakersfield, then coming down here, getting the start, just kind of your emotions and playing in front of this crowd tonight.
Yeah, I mean, it's always a treat to get called up. That's obviously the goal for me, and to play at the highest level that I can. And obviously it was a short-lived Christmas break, coming back to Kansas City and then immediately getting called up. So it was a lot of travel in the past 48 hours, but that's life as a pro hockey player.
Did you, playing in front of this is the first sellout of the year, I think, did that kind of add to the atmosphere for you in your debut this year?
Not really.
Oh, okay.
It's again throughout my career, I've played against crowds, and during COVID, I even played with no fans. So either or, it doesn't really make a difference to how I go about my system of play.
And then let's jump to the shootout. What do you, as the guys approaching, what's sort of your frame of mind? How do you handle a shootout?
Just make the next save.
Right.
Obviously it's a disappointing result for me personally, but again, it's all about sticking to my process and coming back Monday morning and looking at what went wrong and what I can fix in the future so that doesn't happen again.
No, I mean, I thought you played a great game. It was an entertaining game. Luke, if I can ask you, obviously you guys know it's Teddy Bear Toss night. Is there a little extra incentive to be the guy that gets that goal?
I mean, yes and no. There's a little bit of chatter before the game, but once you get out there and play,
Right.
if it happens, great. But it was nice to get it out of the way early. I think a couple years ago it was down to the last couple minutes, so it was nice to get out of the way early. But yeah, no, there's a little bit of chatter, and it's for a great cause, so we love participating in stuff like that. But yeah, no, it's cool.
How would you categorize this rivalry with Ontario? I think it's fair to call it a rivalry at this point. Of course, you guys are close to each other geographically, but also it seems like there's just been some great games lately.
Yeah, no, I mean they're really close to us. I think this division, there's a lot of good rivalries. I mean, we're playing each other so much that rivalries are kind of bound to happen. But they have a good team there, and they've kind of had our number. So I know we'll definitely see them again. We're going to play them, whatever it is, 8 times. So we'll see them again. So we got to be ready. I think we had a great game last night in Bakersfield, and then just a little bit. We were just a little bit disconnected tonight, and but it was a good effort. They're a really good hockey team. They have a lot of good veteran players up front, especially. So yeah, we'll be ready next time.
Okay. Thanks.
Good. All good.
That's it.
Thanks,
Sweet.
guys.
Thanks, guys.
All right, Coach. Hard fought point. I know the second point wasn't there, but I just asked Henny here. The fight in this team, constantly, always in it. Always going to fight back, come back. You tie the thing in the third after a weird second period. Just your overall thoughts.
Yeah, I thought we just didn't have our legs and our compete where it should have been. It was definitely there last night, and it wasn't here tonight. So, we gave up 40 shots in our building again, which is way too much. And just we let Jack hang out to dry a lot. And, so we look at all the scoring chances, we'll probably be up in that 20 range, which isn't good enough for our group. That's a good team over there, big, heavy, strong. They got one line that can score some goals. And we didn't rise up to a heavy challenge of a game. I thought we were a little light. And you can look at some of the goals, some of the breakdowns on the goals where you give up a breakaway goal with, 30 seconds left in the second period where, we got cheating offense. And 11 on that team will sting you. He cheats all over the ice, but he'll trade chance for chance, but when he gets a chance, he's going to bury it.
Just your first year here, of course. Overall thoughts on the Teddy Bear toss and atmosphere here tonight?
It was impressive. You know what? I think that's our third one this year we've been in on. So 2 on the road and then 1 at home is impressive. I think the number was at 15,287 Bears. It's pretty impressive. Give our fans a lot of credit for coming out tonight and being a part of that. And it obviously goes to a special cause. And so it was pretty impressive. A lot of Bears. The hardest part about that is we scored the goal early on and we had good momentum. And then he just kind of kills it. So, but that's, at the end of the day, we got to figure that out. And I have to watch the video to kind of give you a full assessment of the game. But I can tell you right now, just from the synopsis of it, I just didn't think our compete was good enough. We got out muscled on a lot of pucks down low in our D zone, and you saw them moving around, having O-zone time, and having great looks. And that's just a lack of compete and lack of composure in our part. So.
You mentioned Jack. Obviously, this was his first game this year. How did you feel like he played tonight?
You know what? I thought he played well enough to get us a point, right? And obviously, shootout's a shootout. We scored 2 goals in the shootout, and he gave up 3, and those are 3 pretty good shooters. So it's a skills competition. But you know what? He made some big saves there to keep the game close and get us a point. So you can't fault his effort. I just wish we would have played a little bit harder around him tonight. I think you're seeing a little bit of a sign of a young team. The game's on one night, it's a little off the next night. But that being said, I would say some of our veteran players could probably have been a little sharper tonight. But we had a little tough travel last night, getting home at 2 in the morning and playing today. So we'll pick ourselves up and get ready for New Year's Eve.
Definitely. Did full house tonight. I think that's the first one of the year. What was that like? I mean, of course, there's the teddy bear part of it, but just after that, it seemed like it was an electric crowd.
Well, I think any fan that went away from this game tonight not entertained is right. Probably, I don't say, but I would be entertained. It was an entertaining game for the fans. Even though we didn't win, we got a point, and just the way we battled back and tied it up and found a way with some good looks in overtime. I think Nelly hit the crossbar late in that last shot. So sometimes, you get the bounces in overtime, sometimes you don't. And then when you don't get the bounces in overtime, they just kind of seem to keep going on from game to game to game. And we haven't had a bounce in overtime or the shootout.
Would you rather see more 3-on-3 and no shootout at the end of a game?
I would.
Yeah.
I'd like to see the game decided in the 3-on-3. I'd be fine with it, right? Because it's just, I think it's entertaining for the fans. And but if we were winning all the shootouts, I say I love it. So, but at the end of the day, just what I think we were lucky to get. I would say we were lucky to get a point.
Yeah.
We probably didn't work hard enough to get the extra point. Would be the right way to say it.
That makes sense. And then, like you said, another game here. In 2 days, it's definitely a lot of games bunched together. How does that take a toll on a team?
Well, it's not bad. We're in a heavy schedule here for the month of December.
Mm-hmm.
I believe that'll be our 13th game this month. And I believe we have 13 games in January, and then our schedule starts to get down, taper a little bit, which will be good. So we've got to get through the month of January. It's going to be a tough month. The good thing is we have a lot of home games. We have to take advantage of them, and that's one thing we haven't done enough of. But hopefully in the next week or two, we should be getting back to probably the fullest roster that we've had since game 1 or 2 of the season. So hopefully we can get back to that point and then start to make some hay here going forward.
That sounds good. Did you have a teddy bear growing up as a kid?
You know what? It's interesting. I did not have a teddy bear growing up as a kid, but my daughter did get a teddy bear, and I think she's 34 now. She still has that same teddy bear, so pretty special bears.
That's good. And so she hasn't been to one of these games where she had to throw it on the ice then.
Not today, but she's back home. Yeah.
All right, Coach, that's good. Any other questions?
Good. Thanks, guys.
Thanks.